What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Bitcoin, running over the patterns that I'm seeing. We obviously have some people that are super bearish and some people that are really bullish. So I'm going to be talking about what I expect coming and what the charts are showing me. You guys, also XRP has a very, very important update today. So make sure that you stay clear till the very end of the video, because I'll be covering XRP in the last half of today's video. Also, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you want to be regularly updated as I post content like this. Comment down below if you have suggestions for coins you want me to cover, and I will go ahead and cover those. Without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So starting off with Bitcoin, there's obviously a lot of people that are super bearish on Bitcoin. Now I want to talk about some tweets that I posted last night because it's extremely important what I'm talking about here. I tweeted and said, every day more new money flips bearish while big money doubles down. I wonder what will happen here. Now, what does that mean? New money, or it's sometimes called dumb money because it's not always new money. Sometimes there's really people that have had money for a long time that still make dumb decisions. But we call it dumb money or new money. And that's the people that are feeding the whales. Because the honest truth of the matter is that the majority of the people that invest inside of all markets, whether it's crypto or anything, lose money. And it's because humans are emotional and they buy tops and sell bottoms every single time, like clockwork. So we call that dumb money. And it's just true. They're making dumb choices. If you know how to play the guitar and you know how to play a song correctly and you've mastered that song, you know the way that it sounds. You know how each note needs to be played in timing. That's mastery. And if you've mastered trading, or if you're very good at trading, when somebody goes to trade and they suck at it, it's clear to you. Just as if whether the moon is up or whether the sun is up. It's apparent. It's obvious. And so I see a lot of dumb money, a lot of new money making bearish choices, selling their investments. So that is very common at the bottom of markets. So I proceed to say, for those of you who are absolute beginners, big money accumulation while retail or new money is selling always leads to a huge upward move. This is what happened in 2018. By the way, retail and new money sold the entire way down. And they especially sold right here at 3,000. But big money and institutions bought the entire way down. And they especially bought near the 786, which was about 4,000. Because that's where they buy on wave 2 every single time. And as you guys can see, we're coming up for wave 4. We came up for wave 3, we're coming down for wave 4. And that wave 4 is very likely bottoming out. So that's what I expect to have happen, you guys, is that this support level holds, that we actually reverse here. Predominantly because of what I'm seeing in the charts from Elliott waves, but when it comes to sentiment, you have no idea how clear it was to me that the bottom was in at 3,000 per Bitcoin because of the comments I was receiving, because of the posts I was seeing on Twitter. It's called market sentiment. Retail money, new money, think that they're smarter than they are, and they sell the bottom every time, just like they buy the top. And by the way, if you buy near the top, or even if you buy a little bit late, if you have a good holding game, if you have a good, strong strategy, and you know where the prices are going to go in the future, most of the time, if you buy a little bit late, it's better than selling bottoms if you're in an uptrend, because the probability is that it sees continuation. So even if you're a little bit late and you have to hold through a dip, it's better than selling at the bottom of those dips, because in an uptrend, buying or holding dips is going to be probabilistically correct, the right choice. And again, just back to the guitar analogy, if I know how to play a song in the right way. Now, obviously, there's a creative aspect as well, where each person is going to have subtle creative aspects of the way that they play their song, but that's kind of their own flair. You're still going to be able to identify the song. If a complete beginner goes to try to play that song, you probably won't even be able to tell that they're playing that song. And that's the case with smart money and dumb money, and that's why good traders and good investors can see beyond dumb money. It's like somebody sitting down to play a song on the piano and they don't know how to play it, or the guitar. So, as you see new money panic selling, you will see the majority of influencers, which you're seeing right now. I'm seeing this everywhere on Twitter. Everybody expects 27,000 or even 10,000 per Bitcoin. I'm seeing a lot of people calling for really low levels. Perma-bearish, people getting more bearish than they should be because of psychological or emotional inclinations. So this is a strong sign the bottom is already in. I see it everywhere right now. The majority of new money has sold in preparation for a drop lower that will likely never come. Now, what drop lower am I talking about? No, I'm not talking about on the 45-minute time frame here, all this crap going on. I don't even care about that. In fact, yesterday, before this little drop happened, I woke up and I drew this first thing. I drew 5 waves up and I drew an ABC correction back down to support, because in the short term, I was expecting a correction. So when I say the majority is expecting a drop lower, I'm not talking about this that happened over the last 24 hours. That's not what this tweet is about. This tweet is about this. In the 2-day time frame or higher, most people are expecting a drop below this right here. Most people are expecting a complete failure of the $30,000 support level, or even a test of 34 or 33K. And then you have a lot of people expecting a drop down either to 27K, 24K, or 10K. And when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about dumb money, new money, people that do not have investor trading experience. And some of these people are influencers that have thousands of subscribers. Some of them even went from being 5K subs to 100K, 250K during the 50% corrections that we saw in Bitcoin, or the 70, 80% corrections that we saw on altcoins. So a lot of influencers gained a lot of power just because the majority likes to hear what they want to hear. It's like politics or even religion, you know? That's why in the Bible it says a prophet is not accepted in his hometown or accepted by his own people. It's because when somebody goes and tells people the truth, hey, this thing is causing problems in your life, they usually don't want to hear it. They want to hear what they want to hear. And the same goes for politics. People want to hear that they can just get infinite free money and that there's no consequences to the economy. That's what they want to hear, right? Or that universal basic income is a good idea. That's what they want to hear. And I'm not going to get too political in this session today, but the truth of the matter is that it's the same thing applies to trading. The majority of the market wants to hear what is emotionally pleasing to them. It feels good to sell in corrections because of emotional impulse, not because it's the right choice. It's like if you're addicted to something, right? Like pornography. It feels good in the moment to go watch porn, to go click on the videos, but you come back afterwards and you feel terrible. It's true. And the same thing goes for panic selling the bottom. It might feel good in the moment. You might have an inclination, an emotional inclination towards doing it. But the fact of the matter is that after you sell in the correction where it feels good for everybody, everybody's expecting a lower low, so you're like, oh, this is clear as day, man. Everybody on Twitter, all the biggest influencers, all these people are saying a lower low. It's not even true. A lot of the best influencers are big, and a lot of those guys are still bullish because they're smart and they talk with institutions. But there's a lot of new money, a lot of dumb money, or even some money that has been around for a little while that gets tricked by the market because they don't know as much about trading as they maybe think they do or haven't taken the time to learn this stuff, study the probabilities, back test things, find market structure and compare it to other markets. They don't take the time to do that. So you guys, wave 4 for me. This is exactly expected. Short term looks good. 2-day time frame looks good on Bitcoin. I expect this support level to hold very strongly. This bear flag pattern that everybody is drawing will likely not play out. And so this bear flag would only play out upon a clear confirmation of a break below 33,000 per coin. It's a bit of a range right here, but this support level, this upward pointing support level, that upward trend line, has to be broken below to even confirm the bear flag pattern. So with everybody drawing the same pattern, with the majority of the market losing money, my thesis is that we see dumb money or new money, or even I could say tricked money. It's like I said, even big people that have been around a while still get tricked sometimes. This is the category of people that I see selling, that I see bearish right now. And if they're not in that category, if they're not bearish, they're neutral, which is really just their way of saying, I have no clue what's going on, so I'm just going to try to say this because if I'm right or if I'm wrong, my followers will at least be happy with me. It's basically saying they don't have the guts to say what they truly think is going to happen. But I do. This is not financial advice. This is my trading journal, but I expect a huge bullish breakout in Bitcoin. Watch for it over the next, I'm not going to say exact time frames because it's hard to say exactly the time frame, right? But I will say that this consolidation has been happening since April of 2021. And it's not going to happen forever. It's going to have a clear break up or down. And I suspect strongly that breakout is up. Again, because I've seen this over and over again, and I know what new money looks like. Back to the guitar analogy. I know how this song is played. There's a melody to these markets. So I'm not perfect, but the bigger time frames you will see me be correct consistently. So very excited about Bitcoin price action, you guys. Don't believe the FUD, as I've said in these videos over and over again. I'm very bullish. I remain bullish. We have Ichimoku cloud support on the 4-day, on the 5-day. We have ascending triangle support. Nothing has changed. Let's talk about XRP, you guys. XRP, I'm very, very, very bullish on. It's the same situation that I see with Bitcoin. What does the majority of the market expect to have happen? Funny enough, there are some people that are bullish on XRP, which is awesome. I love to see people making the right choice. Right? Like if you know that there's a river full of alligators and let's use crocodiles because they're a little scarier. I have friends that live in Florida that swim with alligators. We'll use the crocodile analogy. If you know that there's a bunch of crocodiles in a pond and you see a whole bunch of people running over to it, you shouldn't find pleasure in that, right? Like, especially if they're going to actually jump in and die. You should yell at them and say, "Hey, come back." Right? You guys, there's crocodiles in that pond, you know? And the same thing is true for the markets. What I do see some people that are bullish on XRP, and that makes me happy because they're not running to a pond full of crocodiles. But the people that are selling their investments out of panic, out of fear, inability to take risk, those are the people that are running towards the pond of crocodiles. And I'm trying to yell at you, or I'm yelling at you in these videos. So listen to me, okay? And again, this is not financial advice. This is my trading journal. But listen to what I have to say and see what you can learn. Because it works for me. It works for my friends. It works for my family. It's very profitable to trade in the way that I've learned to trade these cycles. Even if you have to hold through a correction. Even if Dogecoin goes down 60, 70% in between your entries before you go to your target. Because if you buy something at 80 cents, let's say you buy Dogecoin at 80 cents, and then you hold it down to 14 cents. If your targets are $4 or whatever, right? I'm not going to get into exact targets. My VIPs know it's not $4. My VIPs do know exactly what target I am with Dogecoin. If you buy it at 80 cents, you have to hold down to 14 cents, but you don't sell till $4. That gain is not realized until you sell. You have to sell it at 14 cents for it to become a realized loss. If you buy at 80 cents, hold the 14 and it goes all the way to $4, it's not a realized loss, it's a realized gain. You have no idea how many times I've had to hold through a correction that came out profitable in the end because I stayed to my conviction. Now, sometimes you just buy it in the dip perfectly, right? Like a lot of the market's extremely undervalued right now. People that are buying right now, very low probability you have to hold through a 70 or 80% correction when already happened, right? We already fell 80, 90% on a lot of altcoins since the peak over the summer. And if we haven't, we fell to the 618, which is a perfect buy zone. So people that are buying right now probably won't have to hold through anything like that. But even if you do, it's not a realized loss until you sell. So if you can figure out your targets and stand by them, you will beat the market, and you will not be the 80 to 90% of investors that panic sell because of emotion. But I don't make these videos expecting everybody to listen. I make these videos expecting the people that have ears to hear me. So please take what I have to say, learn what you can from it, see if it works for you, apply it. But I know it works for me. Speaking of which, you guys, this breakout on XRP is very, very, very prominent any day now, literally. As you can see, we're reaching the apex of the triangle pattern just as we did on Bitcoin in 2016 when it went from $430 to $20,000. XRP is worth 72 cents, but these markets are fractal in nature. The price doesn't have to be the same, nor does the time frame have to be the same. If you correctly compare two fractals together, you will map the time frame out correctly. You can see that this one was between 2013 till 2017. This one was 2017 until 2022. Slightly different time frame. We're talking about, a little bit more time on XRP to accumulate, basically. But not a big enough difference that you can't compare. And even if this whole cycle happened on the period of 1 or 2 months on XRP, I could still stretch the fractal to be the same ratio as a fractal below, and it's still a useful comparison. So definitely learn how to compare charts, how to compare market cycles and fractals. They're not always perfectly identical. Sometimes they are, but they always rhyme. And you can trade things that rhyme and profit off of it, even if they're not perfectly identical. This is almost the same, as you can see. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I expect a huge breakout on XRP, on Bitcoin. Please, please, if you're interested in learning this stuff on your own, figuring out how to draw ABCs, how to compare cycles, where to find your targets, how to hold on to your positions or buy when other people are selling, how to be smart money rather than dumb money, then the mastermind is definitely for you. So the mastermind is the fastest way to learn this type of stuff. We meet every single Saturday. Tomorrow, I will be doing a session. We do a session in the morning and we do a session in the evening. Both are very awesome. It really just depends on whether you're in Australia or the UK or America or wherever you're tuning in. We do it every single Saturday, 2 different time slots. One in the morning at 10 a.m. MST, Mountain Standard Time, and one in the evening at 3 p.m. MST. You just pick a slot that works for you. The reason why I made it is really because I've made a ton of money in these markets. It's really fun to trade. It's awesome to learn these strategies, to figure out how to draw your ratios. And I enjoy teaching it to other people, and I enjoy people getting from bad financial situations into better ones. I also enjoy helping people make their first 100K or their first million, which I have done multiple times with these strategies. So the mastermind is for people that have $5,000, $10,000 to invest, ready inside of the markets, that are ready to make your first 100,000 or your first million, and learn how I turn 10,000 into 100,000 inside of these markets. So very, very valuable program. Apply below if you're ready to change your life. Thank you guys for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in these future updates. Happy Friday, everybody. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you next week. As always, stay profitable out there.